Hello, everybody. Thank you for listening in. Today, I want to talk to you about the importance of creating truly inclusive workspaces. What you need to know is that at Barco, and especially also in the division of collaboration where we develop ClickShare, it's important that we understand in depth the customer needs. For that, we work together with very famous research agencies like IDC, Gartner, Forrester, or even the University of Utah in the US, where they have a center of meeting effectiveness. But also we are investing ourselves in in-depth research. In our meeting barometer survey, we really strive for a deep understanding of how people experience meetings. In the survey, we are targeting workers who had at least one hybrid meeting in the last 3 months, and we sent a survey, or we had a response to the survey of over 3,000 respondents globally. So the survey was sent out to Singapore, Australia, and Japan, as well as France, United Kingdom, and Germany, and Belgium over the United States. So we can say that we really have a very good response with statistically relevance. What are the first results of that survey? What we have seen is that 55% of the office-based employees are now working in a hybrid working pattern, meaning they work both from home as they are working in the office. If that many people are working in a hybrid environment, that means that also the way they interact, the way they meet with their colleagues is totally different compared to a couple of years ago. What we see now is that hybrid meetings, so people both in the office and people at home or at a remote location, those hybrid meetings really have become the standard. So what we have measured with our annual Barco meeting barometer is how meeting participants perceive the quality of their meetings. And we have been doing that already a couple of years, and we are publishing those results since 2019. And what we have seen is that prior to the pandemic, the overall sentiment towards hybrid meetings was positive. So back in 2019, it was plus 63. In 2020, it was plus 17. Please note that 2020 is seen as a pandemic or a COVID year, but the survey was each time held just before in December, and it was published in January 2020. So that's why the overall sentiment in 2020 was still positive. What we see is that during and even after the pandemic, the results really plunged. It collapsed. The meeting sentiment was negative from minus 25 over minus 38 going to minus 32 this year. So it's slightly improved, but still the overall sentiment towards meeting is highly negative. People perceive the quality as not good. And during our survey, we asked a lot of questions. Why is that? And we can summarize the reasons for the negative sentiment in 3 different groups. So on one hand, it's because of technical reasons. Secondly, the emotional reasons are negative. And finally, also on a functional level, we see that there's a lot of frustration towards hybrid meetings. So let's dive deeper into those different frustrations. First of all, there's the technical frustration towards hybrid meetings. What we saw is that 60% of people experience technical challenges when joining a hybrid meeting. Going over, it's difficult to share content, or the audio system is not working properly, or people don't know how to connect to the audio system. We don't know which cable to use to share content, but also seeing that it's very difficult to book a meeting room. So a lot of technical aspects leading to frustration on hybrid meetings, although the last couple of years there has been a lot of technology or a lot of products launched to enable people in hybrid meetings, but still the frustration towards technology has never been that high. So that was about the technology frustration, but there's also a functional element that leads to a lot of frustration in hybrid meetings. 60% of our respondents believe that hybrid meetings are less effective. So 60%, while we have learned that hybrid meetings have become the standard. So that's really worrying, especially for business leaders. So what's the reason of hybrid meetings being less effective? Remember, I think a lot of professionals have followed communication courses, right? And in those communication courses, we all learned that 70% of communication is nonverbal. So only 30% of communication is really the content that you're trying to pass to the audience, but 70% is nonverbal. So your gestures, your facial expressions, etc. And that's mainly what we have lost during the pandemic or the lockdown with all the virtual meetings or hybrid meetings, it's very difficult to understand or to capture the emotions or the feelings of your audience. And that's exactly when we were asking to the respondents, how can this be solved? It's exactly what they said. 65% of the respondents said, well, we really want to see two things when we are having hybrid meetings. We want to see on one hand side the content, for example, PowerPoint slides, spreadsheets, or really the topic you're talking about. But on the other hand, you also want to see the people, and not just in a tiny box in the middle or in a corner of the screen, but you really want to see the people, their expressions, their gestures, just to capture if they are really following your story or your narrative. And I think that's really what was missing, or what was leading to frustration towards hybrid meetings. Secondly, or thirdly, there's also the emotional frustration towards hybrid meetings. Our survey revealed that a lot of the meeting participants don't feel emotionally connected or don't feel part of the conversation. Why is that? Because they are not seen or heard sufficiently. 1 out of the 3 participants find it difficult to speak up, even though they know what buttons to press or how they need to ask attention. But still, they think it's very difficult to capture the attention. 6 out of the 10 find it really difficult. So if you're not seen or heard and you don't feel part of the group, then you really have also you don't become part of the conversation, and that leads to that emotional frustration towards the hybrid meeting. But it's not all negative, right? So we were talking about frustration, but there's also a positive side of the response in our research. 80% of the survey respondents said that technology can help. Easy to use technology can make those hybrid meetings better from a technology point of view or a functional point of view. So it's a very positive sign that we believe that technology can really help us to improve the quality of those meetings. So what should that technology bring? How can technology lead to more equitable meeting experience? What we see is that technology should enable every meeting participant to work the way they want, right? Technology should also enable participants to use devices or platforms they are comfortable with. Platforms or devices they used while they were at home, now they should also be able to use exactly those technology or platforms in the meeting room. And finally, it's also important that technology gives everybody a seat at the table, whether they are in the meeting room or whether they are remote. And that leads perfectly to ClickShare. We are very proud to say that at ClickShare we have 11 years of meeting experience. We didn't start just investigating during or post-pandemic, but already 11 years, we really understand the needs of the meeting participants. We have installed over 1 million ClickShares in meeting room. We have data to underline or to support us in developing new features for improving the meeting room experiences. It has been proven with over 55 awards, over 50 patents globally, that our technology is really appreciated in the markets. And over those years, we have deployed 2 categories and 6 different models just to offer corporates the flexibility to have a ClickShare in any meeting room of whatever size. So ClickShare, and especially ClickShare Conference, it's a collaboration room system that connects your laptop seamlessly to the screen in the meeting room, but also to the video and the audio equipment of any meeting room. And that way, any meeting participant in the meeting room can easily start up a conference call right from his or her laptop, as he or she was used to when working remote, all hassleless, without needing to work with cables, without password, etc. This is an overview of the full ClickShare portfolio, where we really can offer a full ClickShare experience in the workplace. We give the flexibility to the meeting participants to start meetings either with the app or the button. We offer wireless presentation as well as wireless conferencing, so offering full flexibility to both the meeting participant as well as the facility manager or the IT manager, where we offer a full portfolio for products for small or large meeting rooms. All our products are enterprise grade, meaning meeting the highest security levels, also able to manage the devices from the cloud, services included, and finally also all our products are eco-friendly. Last month, we launched our latest CX50 second generation product, enabling meeting room participants to see both people and content on two different screens, so that you can focus both on the content, but also, as I said, on the non-verbal expressions during the call. Maybe a last very interesting customer story referring to a project last year. Navistar is a huge corporate in the US making trucks and buses, and they were middle of a big M&A project. M&A project together with Volkswagen, because the teams were preparing a merger. That means that different teams within the company of Navistar had to collaborate also with external teams, so guests on remote locations, because at that moment in time in the US, only 35% of the staff returned to the office. So they were working at highly stress levels, remote teams. It had to be fluent, it had to be flawless. Everybody had to work or collaborate together. And needless to say that also the security levels had to be extremely high. Navistar selected ClickShare and our ClickShare CX30 for 20 rooms. It was installed at a very high speed, just to enable the teams working in that project. And because really they liked the simplicity of the experience, very quickly they extended their ClickShare fleet with an additional 30 ClickShares. So today I'm really happy that we can offer you the same experience with a CX30 ClickShare wireless conferencing room system. For all participants following this session, we offer a remake of the meeting room. If you fill in the online survey by scanning the QR code, replying to a few questions, and then there will be one participant winning this ClickShare CX30. Please mind that the full survey need to be responded before end of day, the 10th of April 2023. Good luck. So, as a summary, what we can say is that per today, compared to prior to the pandemic, meeting room or meeting participants act differently than before. The overall experience towards meeting as such then has become negative. Why? Because main difference is we see that it's very difficult to capture both non-verbal communication and the content. So that's why there's a big loss in efficiency during hybrid meetings. What we see, however, is that technology can solve that. Technology can make sure that there are more equitable experiences. And with ClickShare, especially the CX50 generation, we are offering a solution that responds nicely to those needs. All right, so thank you for listening in. I hope you enjoyed the conversation and the insights helped you a lot in understanding the trends in the workplace. Thank you for listening, and I hope you will also join our fireside chats.